Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina from Marina Art Design and you are watching the shuffler tutorial number 3. After this video goes live, you can go to my Gumroad store. The link will be down below in the description to get the shuffler. At this time it is only working on Windows system. Maybe in the future there will be a Mac version, but it is not available yet. In previous videos I showed you the main presentations you will get so you can use the shuffler, and in this video I will show you another 2 presentations you will get so you can use the shuffler, and some suggestions and tips how I create my puzzle pages with the shuffler. So this is a presentation called Circles. In this one I'm giving you instructions how you can create circle by number pages. So the recommendation would be, first you find free to use clip art, or if you have some with commercial rights that's even better, and they need to have prime simple colors, so don't pick images with too many colors. Now once you import that image onto your slide, copy the circles over the image by matching the colors. What is important when you are picking the shape, so you don't have to use circles, you can use any shape you want. It is important that one color has one shape that is a specific size. So for example, this yellow number 1 is 0.4 inches. The orange is 0.41, so it is just slightly bigger than the yellow. Then we have red 42, 43, 44 and so on. Why is this important? This is important so once you are finished you can select that shape. You can use the shuffler feature select by size, and that is going to select all the objects on your slide in exactly the same size, and then you can fill it with a specific code number or letter for that color. So this is an example of an image I created of an apple, of course, and this is what I did. So I just, once I'm finished, I just remove the fill, and now this is color by number apple. This is the same thing, just both, and here is my tip for you. Try to avoid using big thick font, because we want to make sure that after this is colored that the number is, if possible, just slightly visible or not visible at all. So I would suggest that you use some thin font, and that also use some gray shade so that the number is still visible, but once it is colored it is not so much in your eyes, because that loses the whole point. Once the coloring is finished, the numbers should not be so visible at the end. And I also created this parrot as well, so you can see how it looks like, and this is the color code option for the bird. Of course, if you are printing black and white, you would just leave it as this, so blue, red, yellow as indicator of the numbers matching to the colors. Now this is what I wanted to show you. This is an example of a puzzle slide I created with 3 images, and 2 images are duplicated and 1 image is not duplicated, so there is only one version of that image on this slide. So what I would do is I would create this slide, test it to see if it is working. So I see it is working, and this is now very important. The object that I'm looking for, that object is going to have a specific unique name. In my case, the name I gave is solution, and you see it is here. So what I would do is I would create PowerPoint file with the puzzle slides, and then I'm going to duplicate that presentation, so entire presentation, completely different file. And in that presentation I would go to select by name, and I would type solution, because that's the name of the object and nothing else has that name or similar name. And depending what's the image, maybe there is a fill I could change or outline. In this case I can change the outline because there is no fill. I would click on outline color. If it's black and white, I would pick some shade of gray, but just so you can see what's happening, I'm going to select the red one, click OK. And if I want to change all the slides, I would click all slides, but in this case I'm just going to click on active slide. You see what happened is that now I have a slide for a solution. So this is now solution page. The same thing on this one. So the name of the shape that is only happening once on this slide is once again solution. Select by name, solution. Let's see, let's make it green. Okay, active slide, and this is the solution image. This is the image that doesn't have a pair. So that is how I create solution pages. Now for this one, this is an example of another puzzle you can create easily using the shuffler. You have these icons and I can click on shuffle selection to show you what's going to happen. And now the student has to find all the pairs, and there are two objects that do not have a pair. Once again, when I make this first slide, before I duplicate it, I would make sure that those two shapes have a unique name, and then in a second presentation, solution presentation, I would change the color of these two shapes to create solution pages. Now this slide is also included. You will get this slide with your purchase. These icons belong to Microsoft, and you can use them. They are public domain, so you can use them commercially, but of course naturally you cannot sell them individually. You can only use them as a part of your design. This is of course letter M, and this is where I would use a cloning feature. So I have this flower, the name of the flower shape is flower, and I have butterfly, so I'm going to select butterfly, clone object, and I want all flowers on this slide to be replaced. If I wanted all slides, I would add a star next to it, but I do not want to change flower on all slides. I just want on this one, and I would click OK. Now it is going to take some time because there is a difference in speed when it comes to processing of VBA programming language and PowerPoint as a system. Because of that, in order for a system to work, the speed of cloning had to be slowed down, and now it is working perfectly, and you see everything is cloned as it should. Now when I say slow down, that means that let's say you have 100 slides, it is going to take the system to replace all the images on 100 slides, maybe minute and a half. But once it is done, it is going to give you that confirmation window, so you know that it is finished. Also, I gave you this dots. So for example, you can select this dot, or maybe we can try this one, this dot, and go to the shuffler, select by size, and now we have these shapes selected, and let's change them to maybe where is it, a star. And now you can also color this as well. So let's select everything and go to the shuffler, random fill. You can create all kinds of illustrations and images by combining a couple of actions and buttons together. So let's also undo, so you can do whatever you want. Okay, this is an example of something I did earlier on. So this is a heart. This is also a cute thing you can do with this as well. Now when it comes to letters, letters are here so you can practice. In the future I will add entire alphabet, but at the moment you have Marina Art Design, so you have these 3 letters, so you can practice and play with them. Now there's a difference between first 3, so I'm going to select this A and I'm going to switch to this A. As you can see, they look as if they are the same, but if I click on this slide and click a random color, do you see what happened? And if I undo and go to this slide and I click a random fill, you see I only get one color. The reason why I get one color is because this is an actually vector graphic that was not converted to shape. So that is also something for you to practice. So you have this one where you can pick each individual circle, and on this one you are moving everything. So this is just for you to practice from tutorial number 2 all those actions I showed. Okay, and another thing that I'm going to show you here is, some of you already know that I have Design Bundles store, and Design Bundles is organizing weekly design challenges. This week the theme of the challenge is sacred geometry, and for my entry I created these Canva photo frames, and I also added collection of colored PNG images. Now I'm going to show you how you can easily create these Canva custom photo frames. So let's go back to PowerPoint presentation. Here I'm going to show you one simple shape so you can get the idea. I'm going to use a circle. I'm going to create a circle, first one, shape fill, no fill, shape outline black, and let's change the thickness to 3. Now I'm going to have this shape duplicated, so Ctrl D, and I'm going to put it exactly in the middle on the bottom. I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to group them, so Ctrl G and Ctrl D to duplicate. Now this one needs to be rotated by 60 degrees, so I'm going to change that here, precisely rotation, and then I'm going to duplicate this one more time, and this one is going to be 120, and I'm going to move this into the center. So I'm going to select everything and I'm going to center them all. Okay, I already mentioned this tool that I'm using is called iSlide, and this toolbar here is in the free version of the iSlide. So I now have this. I'm going to ungroup everything. To ungroup, Ctrl Shift G, and you need to do this a couple of times because we had a couple of groups. And now look, if I click on this circle, I'm moving this circle. That is not what I want. I want each of these parts here to be individual element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything, and I'm going to go to shape format. Under merge shapes menu, I'm going to click on fragment, and now look what I have. I have this, I have this, I have each individual shape here. You see here, this is this one. So let's undo, put them back where they belong. Now if I want to create this into an image, colorful image, I would go to shuffler, random fill color, and that's it. I can create as much as images I want with every shape being filled with random color. But what if I want to convert this into Canva photo frame? So if I want this to be a Canva photo frame, I need to fill each of these shapes with an image. So for this, I'm going to click on any of the shapes, go to shape format, shape fill, and I'm going to select picture. It doesn't matter what picture. So now that this shape is filled with a photo, I'm going to select them all and I'm going to press F4. F4 repeats my previous action. So F4, and now each shape is filled with photo. This is very important. Now what you need to do is export this slide as PDF and import it to Canva as PDF. If you do that, what's going to happen in Canva is that you will get this. You will get the shapes that are actually photo frames, and you can actually take a photo now and you can drop it in to these shapes, so you can create something unique. You can make something like this, for example, so you can play with the shapes and your photo frames. Let's switch to another presentation. This presentation is also included. It's called alphabet.me pumpkin template number 1. Let me show you all slides. So you have entire alphabet and numbers from 1 to 0. Let's go back to the main slide. So what you need to do is you need to create an image, any image you want, and then click on that image and go to the cloning object, and you need to type the name, and the name of all of these shapes on entire presentation is Halloween. Then you would type here Halloween and click OK, and as a result all the shapes will be replaced by that shape you drawn. And that is how you can easily create a whole set of alphabet and numbers with your own illustration. Now, to show you the last button that was just recently added, I'm going to change the fill here to random color. Okay, and now you see that this shape is below this one but above this one. What if I want to change its level, and what if this shape is happening on all the slides? Now that is the purpose of this button here, change level. So this button is changing the level of an object. Either you can bring it one step forward, you can bring it completely to the front, you can send it backward by 1, or you can send it completely to the back. You can do that by doing that to the selected object or all selected objects on the slide, or you can do that by adding the name of the object. So that is why it is important that all shapes have a unique specific name. And that is the button that was just recently added, the ability to change level of the shapes. That's it. That is everything that I wanted to show you in this tutorial. If you have any questions, ask them down below. Go to the link down below if you're interested. The shuffler is going to be on a huge 50% discount sale for the time of the release, and then it's going to go to the regular price of 90 United States dollars. That's it. If you have any questions, ask them down below, and as usual, until the next video, I'll see you down below in the comments. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.